Hey YouTube, Andrew here. I'm about to profile a budget Shuranui deck profile. Also, I apologize for not posting any content for the last 10 days. Work's just been busy and making me pass out in bed whenever I would get home. So anyways, onto the profile. Starting off, we have the red deck. These two are here for obvious reasons. His skill says when ridden upon, you you check the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 stealth units. No, not up to 2, just literally 2. Call one of them and put the other one in your soul. And then Shuranui Aburo's skill says at the beginning of ride phase, you choose a unit from your opponent's drop zone. You superior call it to one of their open rearguard circles, and it gets plus 4k, and it retires at the end of the turn. And thanks to the crest's ability, that called unit will gain an additional plus 5,000 power as well. Now for the trigger lineup. First we have 4 heal. She's here for the stride matchup, and generally I really like using vanilla heals in this deck. Eventually I might take one of these out for for the heal trigger that gains plus 15,000 shield if being guarded against a unit with a crit from its effect. Next we have 8 critical. Crits are 8 crit I feel is necessary because of how much power units generally get from the crest and from their own abilities in this deck. And finally, 3 front and the OT. Also, just saying, drive checking the OT with Murkrow as your Vanguard is bonkers as hell. And in my opinion, these two cards just need to get choice restricted. Now for grade 1s, 3 copies of Zenkai. Each time you dominate an opponent's rear guard, it gets plus 5,000 power. And once per turn, if a dominated unit's attack hits, you soul charge 1. 4 copies of Tenrei. When placed on rearguard, you counterblast 1 and draw a card. When an opponent's rearguard gets dominated, you can return Tenrei to your hand. Really good card. Really good draw extender. Like, he's amazing for hand size. 4 of the Stride Fodder. With his skill, you can only grab Shuranui Aburo. But funny enough, from my experience, I always end up drawing into him because of how much draw power this deck has. And it happens quite often from the generator as well. Four PGs. When I play this deck in tournament, I'll be using Sectitude. And now for grade 2s. 4 of this guy. So he's generally a good card. But eventually when I start building the meta version of the deck, I'm taking this guy out. Only reason I don't like him too much is because you have to wait till you have 2 face-up units in your G-zone to be able to do anything with this card. Like, it's good, don't get me wrong. It's just slow. Next, 4 copies of Furai. He's generally a really, really good card. Best grade 2 in this deck, for sure. Now for grade 3s. 3 copies of Shuranui Aboro. He's here for obvious reasons. 4 copies of regular Shuranui. When he's being discarded for stride, you draw a card. And his auto ability is, and his GB2 ability is, this unit gets plus 10k if you've dominated this turn. The turn you have him on rearguard. And finally, for the main deck, 3 Esperideia. Esperideia is a really good restand, a solid restander to have in this deck, and since he's grade 4, you can stride with it. And now for the G-Zone. Murkrow and Magentembo. Magentembo's skill says, act once per turn, counterblast 1, flip over a unit from your G-Zone, choose an opponent's rearguard and dominate it. His skill is GB2, Soul Blast, once per turn, GB2, act, Soul Blast 1, choose an opponent's rearguard and dominate it. Then afterwards, dominate your opponent's vanguard and have it attack the opponent's whole board. And once again, Murkrow with the Dragon Empire OT is bonkers and needs to get it. So anyways, I thank you all for watching my content. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Again, I apologize for being slow about the content. Like I said, work's just been getting really busy, and I work at Publix, so it's always busy. It's usually pretty busy up there, and it's busier than ever now. So I can't promise which day my next day of content will be, but I'll be sure to upload something at some point. Also, for those of you who watch my Yu-Gi-Oh content, I have gotten cards for Dragon Turbo, and I'll be sure to make a deck profile for that eventually, once it's complete. Anyways, thanks for watching my videos, y'all. Peace out.